Hello, my artists. So the last time we were working on our middle ground. So we have our background. And remember our middle ground, maybe you did hills or the mesas, like the desert scene, or maybe you wanted to do an ocean, or maybe you did something totally on your own. So if you were doing the ocean, a lot of you really liked this scene here with the sandcastle and the crab and the umbrella. So I will teach you how to draw this, but remember you can make it your own. Just because I have a sandcastle here doesn't mean you couldn't create like a big palm tree or something like that. So I will kind of show you a couple different things to do with this one. And there's also the cactus one, like this. So I'm going to show you like the basics on how to get started. But I know that you might want help on all of the specifics. And here's the one with the little barn, okay? So you should have an extra piece from our project. Remember we cut that paper in half. You should have an extra piece of the white rectangle. So you're going to want to hold it lengthwise, horizontally like this. And we are going to go ahead and get started on how to create the ocean one with the sand. So if you wanted to do the cactus or the barn, you're going to want to fast forward through this part. So let's get this little one out here and we'll take a look at what I have and get started. So what I started with first was I did start with a pencil and I did a wavy line. Now I am going to use a Sharpie. So I'm actually going to kind of skip over where I'm going to put the bucket and where I'm going to put my umbrella, okay? So let me go ahead and do that. So I did that line. I'm going to put my bucket here. It's two lines like this, and then an oval, and then you can put a little line like that for it sticking in the sand. If you want to make it a little tapered, you could make the lines a little more at an angle. Make your handle hanging down. And the crab, how I did the crab was, I'll put my little crab here. I made a football shape, two curved lines here, same on this side, the letter U, boop, boop, and then bring down like this, almost like a funky V. And crab legs, long skinny triangles, two on each side. Crab eyeballs, two lines up, and a circle and a dot. Two lines up, circle and a dot. If at any time this is too fast, you just rewind it. And a little smiley face. Or he could be crabby, you could make him unhappy. Or her, whatever you'd like. For the umbrella, I'm going to make two lines this way. Make a little line for it being stuck in the sand. I'm going to go ahead and connect those lines over now. For the bottom of the umbrella, I'm going to do a line like this. Make a curve at the top. You can put a little dot for the top of the umbrella. Anywhere there's a little dip down, connect it up to the top like this. Now I'm going to put my sandcastle over here. Two lines up. You can do like a triangle top for the tower. You can make them a little bit more soft and curvy if you want, or you can make them a little more like a triangle like this. Towers, so they're going to come down here, over, over, up, up, over, over, up, up. Remember, if this is fast, just rewind it. And then the castle line, which is over, down, over, up, over, down, over, up, over, down, over, up, over, till you can do it no longer. Then you're going to make a little door. It can be whatever shape you want. You can add another line on the inside if you'd like. If you want to put little flags on top, you can. It is harder to cut. All of this might be a little bit harder to cut. So if you want to add flags, you can. I won't add any of the flags on here. Now, I am not going to color the whole thing, but I'm telling you that that is your next step. So your next step would be to color. So you would get your marker, your crayons, and you would start to color the whole thing, just like I have colored this piece right here. Okay, so you definitely want to color your whole thing. Then you're going to cut it out. Now, when you cut, so pretend this is all colored. When you cut, you want to get as much paper out of the way as you can. It doesn't have to be pretty right now. You just need to cut away all of the extras that you can. I like to say you can make some little wiggly teeth. I like to go in like this. Oh, that one just fell right out. But if you go in and it doesn't fall right out and it's a little wiggly like this, like a little wiggly tooth, wiggle it and give it a little pull and it'll come out. So just start snipping away as best you can. If it's a little too hard in some of those tight areas, don't worry about it. You can just color those in whatever the background is. Like you could color that in the same color as the ocean and it would be fine. So you just do your best to cut it all out. And when you're all done, then you'll have your 3 pieces for your landscape. Wiggly tooth, see there's my wiggly tooth. Pull it out. So it takes a little bit of time. As you know, I always say have your turtle shell on and your cheetah feet off. Save those for another day. You can always ask someone to help you cut. The umbrella might be a little bit hard, but just do your best. I'm a righty, so the way that I cut is a little bit different. Now there's also another way that you can add to this if you would like. I'm going to use a scrap piece of paper. Remember I mentioned a palm tree? So you can also add extra things on. Let me get my Sharpie. So you could even add extra things on to your scene if that's easier for you. So if you don't want to have your umbrella cut out like this, you could actually create an umbrella and stick it on. So I'll show you that with a palm tree. So if I'm going to create a palm tree, I will create the top of the palm tree like this. See, this is like a scrap piece of paper that I have. Create another leaf in here. It's a curved line and then a zigzag. For the bottom of the palm tree, it's like a triangle that's long and skinny and wavy like this. Okay, and then I can just close it at the bottom. I could color it, and then I will cut it out. So you can make these extra pieces like sprinkles on top of a cupcake. I'm not going to do the greatest job cutting it out because I just want to kind of show you what the idea is. So after you carefully cut this out, again, Mrs. House was not being as careful as I could be. You can, let me get these scraps out of the way. You could glue this on wherever you'd like. So you could put it on here like this. So you can add other details to your artwork wherever you'd like by cutting out pieces and putting them on. So you can make it a solid piece like this, or you can do some cutting like that, okay? So if you're wanting to do the beach, go ahead, get to it. If you would like to do the barn scene, here's the barn scene. So I will teach you how to do the barn scene now. Get my Sharpie marker. I'm going to create my hill. I'm going to hop, skip, and jump for my barn. Okay, now I'm going to create let me make sure you guys can see. I'm going to create a square or a rectangle right here. A rectangle here. I will connect my land over there. I'm going to make a little bit of a curvy triangle. And see this curve here? Whoop. I'm going to match that curve right over here. Whoop. And then connect it with a line like this. I'm going to make a X. I do 2 lines like this. 1, 2. And I'm going to put the other lines behind it. 1, 2. Hop, skip, and jump. 1, 2. There we go. You can do as many windows as you'd like. I love groups of 3, so I'm going to do 3. Maybe like even numbers. I'm an odd fan. And then for the trees, I did rectangles up like this. You can do your rectangles, and then you can do whatever shapes you would like for your trees. They can be, you can do more than that if you'd like. It's totally up to you. You can put bushes underneath. You could put a fence. You could put farm animals. Whatever you'd like, you can do. You want to color, and then you're going to cut. So again, pretend I colored. And then you're going to carefully cut around. And remember, whenever you cut, just get those bigger parts out of your way. It does not have to be cut in one shot. You can really work closer and closer. And you might have like a wiggly tooth like I do. Boop, give it a pull. Come in like this. Oh, that one fell right out. And go around like this. Woo, that one flew right off. And when you're all done cutting, and again, this isn't quite as pretty, but when you're all done cutting, you'll have a piece like this, and that's when you will lay it on top, like that. Super cool. Okay, and now we have one more. So if you are done doing the barn, you can go ahead and get to work. If you are someone who wants to do the cactus, I will show you how to do that. And again, with the cactus, you can come up with your own way of doing it, but I'm going to show you my way. So what I did for the cactus was maybe a little bit different than I've done with the other ones. I thought it was a little bit more cutting, so I made the ground, okay? And now I'm going to make the cactus on another piece of paper. So I made the ground. I'm going to cut this out. And because the cactus have a lot of little arms, I think it's easier just to draw them like this, color them, and then cut them out separately. And then you can glue them down or tape them down. So I know that's not cut out all the way, but then you can glue it down or tape it down. So if you take a look, I did that here. See how this is taped down? You could also glue it too, okay? So that's one way to do the cactus. And you can add other things in here. You can add maybe a cowboy, you could add maybe someone going camping, maybe animals, desert animals. So those are how to do the foreground. I hope you enjoyed. Remember, enjoy and stay creative. I'll see you in class.